Hey everybody, welcome back to The Vault. I'm Robin Wolfram, and today I'm joined by Chris Helgeson. How are you, Chris?
Good, how about you?
Good, thank you. He is one of our mortgage lenders at MBT Bank, and boy, the spring and summer market, every year it's a happen, and it's been a really good real estate market. A lot of folks looking, even first-time home buyers. What kind of things should they be looking at with regards to their credit? Because obviously it's very important to have a decent credit score when applying for a mortgage loan.
Absolutely. That's one of the main factors when you're buying a home, making sure you have a credit history and making sure that your credit scores are above a certain minimum.
Yeah. What would that minimum be? Because I know a lot of folks think, 700, but there is a little bit of wiggle room there for different programs available.
Yeah. Assuming you meet other criteria, the hard line, it's usually about 620, 640 minimum. So you don't have to be perfect credit by any means to purchase a house, but you just want to make sure that what you're paying on currently, you're paying on time.
Right. And I think it's good to know, too, for folks, like you had mentioned, you don't have to have perfect credit. Don't be afraid, and there's never ridiculous questions to ask, because there are various programs out there that could be specific to someone's absolute needs and maybe doesn't work for somebody else. So, they can somewhat be tailored, the loan, to their needs. So what could folks do if they don't have the best credit? Well, I guess checking your credit first and foremost, because you get one free credit report a year, is that right?
Yeah, I believe you can get your free credit report on annualcreditreport.com each year. So if you're curious, some people may not know exactly where they're at. Just to kind of see where you're at.
And I think folks too sometimes hear that, don't do it, because it's every time you check into your credit or someone checks into your credit report, it's a ding.
Right.
But if it's yourself checking on your own, not only is it free, it's not a ding. And you really should know where you are, don't you think?
Right. You want to be fairly certain, where you're at when you're looking to get pre-qualified for a new home.
Yeah, and that's so important, the pre-qualification. So let's talk a little bit more then about what folks can do to improve their credit.
Sure. Keeping those balances low on credit cards is a big thing. A lot of people don't know if you're using, a certain percentage over the limit. So if you have a $5,000 limit on your credit card and you constantly have a balance of $3,000, you're using over 50% of your available credit.
Right.
So that's one thing that can lower your credit. So keeping those balances low on your credit card is definitely going to help, raise your credit. Obviously, the big thing is making your payments on time.
Yeah.
If you have any collections, medical collections, sometimes people don't necessarily know about making sure those are paid off.
Now, what about credit cards? What if they have 3 or 4 credit cards? Maybe one of them they haven't used in a long time, and it's like, that'll look better if I don't have an extra credit card. Not necessarily the case.
Right. And I'm not a credit specialist by any means, but I've been told if you have other cards and you don't use, you don't necessarily need to cancel them, because that can ding your credit a little bit. So.
And it looks like you have that much more credit available that you aren't so in debt that you have to use it, right? So the perception obviously is good there. And then what about folks who like to go shopping, and I'm not naming names, and really, expenditures on those credit cards? Do they look at specific expenditures and how recent those have been made on your cards?
Not necessarily. It's really just, when you do get pre-qualified or pre-approved for a mortgage, they're looking at the balance. So we're not looking at your history and what you're purchasing necessarily. So
super. Well, good information. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Yeah, and good luck everybody out there if you're looking for a new home this year.